Goof smash! What's up, ladies and gentlemen, duders of all ages? Welcome back to another episode of Is It Good? Today we're going to be taking a look at Drill and Collect, and it's pretty much self-explanatory in the title. It's just drilling and collecting. You're basically drilling down into the earth with your excavator, grabbing a bunch of ores and gems, and they get better and better as you progress. You have a lot of upgradings that you can do, so you can hire workers and you can upgrade your workers. You can upgrade your character in several ways, well, in a few. And you can upgrade your machinery, which is really nice. You can expand, which basically unlocks a lot of other stuff. Now, I want to put this out here before we get started. There is an absolute poop ton of ads. Like, there is so many ads in this game. So if you want to enjoy the game, I recommend turning on your airplane mode, because that's the only way you're really going to truly enjoy this game. There are so many ads. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's what I'm actually doing right now, is I'm playing it in airplane mode. Luckily, the creator of this game has left that option available, which is really nice. I really like it when they do that. I do understand that developers need to make some money, but some of these developers can go a little bit overboard. Oh, mercy. Okay, so it looks like I'm at my max length already. I've been playing a little bit, and I'm using a combination of BlueStacks with a controller and a mouse, but on the phone, it's still pretty simple to control. So let's get out of here, and I'm going to help this guy carry a bunch of stuff. Now I'm going to show you some of these upgrades we can do to your little character here. So we're going to go to our character upgrade. You can upgrade the amount of items that he can pick up and carry, and you can also upgrade his speed, which is nice. Now, you do need quite a bit of money for this, and you do start off as a bare minimum, just getting dirt, and then you progressively get down into this, like, clay, I guess it is. And then there's some gold and some iron, I think. I can't remember exactly what all the ores and whatnot are. But, so far, we have Sam, and right now we're going to hire Bob. I don't know why we're going to hire Bob, because we don't really need Bob at the moment, but we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to come over here, check out some of our upgrades, and I'm going to extend my rope here. And also there's optional ads that you can watch. So you can get this, and I don't think this thing lasts, but you can watch an ad for that. It's like, I think it's like just a timed thing, which I don't usually do those, just because they're usually short timed. And this is your excavator right here. Now, as you're upgrading it, I've upgraded it a few times. That's why it's got a few more extra blades, but you start off with 2 blades. And as you go, let's see, you pull out your vacuum here. So it does get harder to harvest the material. Whoops, that took me back out, my bad. But as I'm excavating, as you just saw there, they will grab the ores and they will do the work for you in terms of stacking it and selling it. But as you go through here, I do recommend pulling out the vacuum to vacuum stuff up, because when you've got an excavator that isn't upgraded a lot, or upgraded at least a few levels, it does slow down, as you can see right here, and progress just gets really slow. So I'm going to switch to my vacuum, and the vacuum pulls up all the ore, and it's quite simple. It's a very simple game. Now, you're going to get to a point where you're going to get, let's see, I'm just going to keep going down. Right there, you're going to reach your max length, which means that you're going to have to upgrade it again. And I think once you progress to the sort of more heavy-duty ores and the sort of heavy-duty surface, or depth, or whatever, I guess it's what's called, is you're going to have to upgrade your excavator again, because it's going to get harder and harder to progress. And again, there's a lot of ads, so yeah. I disabled it this time. Normally what I do is I put an ad counter up, because it'll just show you guys how many ads you kind of get, or what to expect when you're playing this. So if you are playing this online, you are going to get an absolute ton of ads. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play this for a while and unlock the next area, and show you guys a little bit further in the progression to see what it looks like. So here we go. So just a quick example here. I wanted to show you guys the transition from the substrate, or the soil, or just the clay breaking through into something else. I don't actually know what it is. I don't whenever I've dug deep holes in the earth, which hasn't been very often, but I did while I worked in construction. The soil did change colors, like the substrate, when whatever was down there did change colors, but I've never seen purple and green, so I'm sure this is just all fictitious. Maybe not, I don't know. If anybody out there is an excavator that's gone deeper than I have, you might be able to tell me. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an example. It does get pretty colorful, and it is a change of scenery once in a while, so that's quite nice. Okay, so I've managed to generate enough money to unlock the next area. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go and unlock this and show you guys what it's like. We're expanding. Now that doesn't mean that we can't go back to this previous area and get more money, because we can, because after you unlock the next area, this one now generates its own ores. So you see how they're just popping up there? And these guys, you can come back and you can upgrade. You can still come back and upgrade your own character. But these upgrades here for the machines no longer matter, because you can no longer access this excavator. As you can see, there's already somebody sitting in it. And you can't even get back up there anymore. So, we're going to go to the next spot. And I'm just going to grab this money here for a little bit of spending cash. So we're going to go to this next spot here, and I'm going to show you guys kind of what it looks like when you start off, because I didn't do that because I don't usually like putting in the tutorials. So I'm just going to get in here, and it'll show you what it looks like when you just start off. Okay, so keep exploring. Keep exploring. What do you mean? I can't control it. I can't control it. Keep exploring. Why do I have to keep exploring? I can't. How do I get out? Oh no! Is it broken? Wait, can I? I'm just gonna have to use the mouse for now, I think. So this, I believe, is gold. I could be wrong about that. But we'll see what it is when we get up there. Okay, now it says go to site. Okay, so maybe it was because it's part of a tutorial for the next wave or something. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this. Now we get process machines, which increases the value of these things, which is really nice. So here's our first processing machine. I think this is gold ore, I could be wrong. Now there's multiple upgrades that you can do. So once you get this, now you can increase the value. So what this does is when you put a new one here, so when I get $225,000, I can build the second thing, which is a processor, I think, and then there's another processor. It's basically the whole process of things, and then the more things that you have on these notches here, which is another processing node, it increases the value of these right here. So right now, each of these are selling for $1,500. So you put those down, you pick up your dough, and when you have enough money, you can upgrade that. And I'm going to play a little bit more and show you guys that. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to have to do some upgrades for our character here. Or not the character, but the machine itself. I'm going to hire a guy here. That way he can do the work for me. And I'm going to come over here. And I think I have to do some extensions on this. I'm not sure. So we'll do a couple excavator upgrades. And yeah, that should be good enough right here. And hopefully, I don't know why it wasn't working down there in the excavate, but we'll see. Does this work now? Weird, it's still not working. Interesting. I'm gonna have to see if I can get that working here. Oh, I see why, because now there's the drill. So I have to move my mapping. Understandable. I see. Okay. So I'm going to do another jump cut here and progress a little further because I want to show you guys a little bit more what you can do with this game. So one thing I just realized that I should probably be more specific about is every time you open a new section in the game, you do start over with a new drill, a new vacuum. It looks a little bit different in terms of like colors and maybe a little bit of design, but you do start over from scratch, so you're gonna have to re-upgrade all of your excavator options and your vacuum, and you end up getting a drill as well to break through some pretty big rocks. And as soon as I find one, I'll show you what that looks like. So something else I kind of want to point out is this other guy right here, this super worker. Now if you watch an ad, you get this guy that runs around super fast and he collects and does all the work for you, except for the excavator work. That's something you have to do by yourself all the time. But I find in this, it's not really worth it because once you have like a couple of guys going back and forth with the ores, I mean, they pretty much do the work for you. It's not really that big a deal. And one of the other things I want to show you about this upgraded or this processor here is you see how it's got 10 out of 10? So at the moment you can only place 10 ores down. But if you come over here, actually I should probably grab some money for this because this is going to require some dough. So I'm going to come over here to this upgrading thing, and you can upgrade your processing machine. Ooh, that's getting really expensive, to add a few more spaces. So if you come over here, now it's got 16. Something else I should probably mention, I'm going to demonstrate it now, is if you've got a bunch of them on your back and you have more ore on your back than can support the area over here, you're going to end up getting stuck there standing with some ores on your back for a little bit. It's not really that lengthy of a process, just keep that in mind if you don't want to stand around waiting. Okay, so now I've dug down here, and this is the part I was telling you about. So I think what I have to do is expose this before it'll show me. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I can get my drill, and this will hack away at the rock, breaking it to pieces, which is really, really nice. And I've actually made it, I think, down into the rubies. So now we got gold and rubies, and this is kind of one of my strategies as to how I break apart all this stuff. So what I usually do is I'll dig straight down one side, and then I'll just sort of work my way back up and back and forth. That way, you know, whatever breaks, I can break a whole lot more stuff without it getting stuck in all the ore and the soil and whatnot. So that's just something else that I really like about this. There's my little trick, my little strategy to get you guys to be able to make a ton of money in this game. And I think what I'll do after I vacuum all this up and break this apart is we'll go up, we'll grab that next processing option for the gold processor, and I think we're going to be able to finally get our ruby processor, which will be really nice too. So I'll get back up there and I'll show you guys that. So let's scoop this up here. It does get a little laggy if you end up knocking away too much, but it doesn't get too bad. As you collect it, it sort of starts to smooth out as well. Plus, it could just be BlueStacks, but I did notice this on my phone as well, so if you have like a really high-end phone, you might be okay. Alright, so now it's telling us to build the ruby line. So let's get in here, and oh man, it's 250. I wanted to unlock the other one. Oh, but I don't even have enough yet, so we're going to have to process a lot of this stuff here. And wait for that to get processed and cleaned up. So I think what I'll do, I guess, here is a jump cut. Although, what I might do, actually, beforehand... Oh, man, now I gotta sit here and wait for this to unload. I'll show you the other thing that I was talking about. How you could go back to previous areas and collect the payments that they generate as well. And it'll usually tell you when you've got a lot to pick up. So you'll see this little sort of icon on the top corner of the screen, on the top left corner. It'll say ready, and it'll have a picture of cash. So that's how you'll know you can go back and pick it up if you want. Now, the further you progress, the less important, obviously, previous payments become, because you're generating so much more money. Now, I got 169 out of like a half stack right there. And if I come over here to this other pile, I'm not going to see that much money. Like, it'll probably give me maybe like 20, 30K. Yeah, so 22K. So, but it is nice. It's just the longer, like the more areas you open, this one will become completely invalid because it just won't generate that much money compared to the other ones. So, let's see. We've almost got enough here. Let's see. We just need 225. And... let's see, 225. Is there 25? There must be 25K here. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're gonna open up the ruby one now, and that should open up the next line. So now we can take our rubies, which the rubies now each generate 3K, so 3,000 each rather than 1.5 thousand, which is going to be amazing because it's going to help us upgrade some more. Now, currently on my phone, I'm on the third area. So, oh, I almost picked up some more. So I'm generating quite a bit more cash now, which is really, really nice. But again, I don't want to say, you know, like it does help the creator of this game if you do play it while it's in regular mode and not airplane mode. I know what it's like to be a content creator and to need that revenue from ads, because obviously I put my ads on my videos because it's what I do for work. It helps me buy food and whatnot. So I'm only doing this for the video. Sometimes I do it depending on what game it is, depending on how many ads there are, but I do jump back on and do upgrades and things like that most of the time. So I don't want to promote that sort of thing because I do believe it takes away from the creators. But if you really can't stand it, there is an option to play this on airplane mode. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I guess, maybe wait and generate some income here and show you guys what the next processor looks like, because it's pretty cool. I mean, they're all different, but it is pretty cool to see. Okay, we finally have enough to get our first processor, or a second processor for the gold. So I'm going to click that at 225K. So that now, no, back out of there. So that now is going to increase the value. So now it goes through as gold and comes out as coins. So it's now been refined, and now each of them are worth $2.8 thousand, so $2,800. And you basically do that the whole game. And I think that's practically everything I think I can tell you about this game. It's really well done. I think the only thing is the killer ads really does take away from the potential of this game, because I think it's just really, really well done. And yeah, if you guys want to check this out, there'll be a couple links down below. If I can find the iOS device for format of this game, I will put that down below also, and you guys can check that out. And if I can find anything like Discord or something like that about this group, I'll put it down below in the description as well. If you enjoyed that and found it informative, please let me know by leaving a big thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. It really helps out my channel, and it helps me grow and just motivates me to continue making more videos for you guys. I love your beautiful faces. God bless you, and I will see you again really soon.